In this book, Nancy investigates the death of Elvis Presley. Okay, so the book calls him Curtis Taylor, but it is quite clearly supposed to be Elvis.
Argo Funk Book Review. Argo Funk Book Review.
Curtis's hometown is putting on a big music festival to celebrate the 5-year anniversary of his death. Bess and George's foolish Aunt Louisa thinks Curtis is still alive. She takes the girls to a parking lot where there are 3 people who look like Curtis. It's a bunch of Curtis impersonators. There's also Curtis's hot nephew Tyrone. Bess flirts with him, and he instantly lets her and her friends into his life. Bess is great at flirting. Tyrone takes them to the Curtis family estate, where all the suspects like to hang out. The 3 suspects are J.J. Ronner, Curtis's corrupt manager; Melanie, Curtis's beautiful widow; Spike Wilson, Curtis's former drummer. Tyrone tries on one of Curtis's old outfits, only to find a secret letter inside. Curtis wrote it less than an hour before he died in a car crash. Curtis says someone's trying to kill him, but tragically, Curtis was interrupted before he could finish. Darn it, Curtis. You could have taken 10 seconds to write the culprit's name down. Along with the message is sheet music for a song named Melanie. It takes about 50 pages before they listen to the song. It's about how Melanie fell in love with another man. It's actually pretty terrible. It's a good thing it was kept secret. Nancy investigates Curtis's death. She learns Ronner's dating Melanie and that Curtis fired Spike. Spike would have been a major suspect, except he was in a hospital with a broken arm and leg when Curtis died. At first, the coroner throws a huge fit when Nancy asks him questions. He has security throw her out. But later on, he relents and confesses he falsified the death report. JJ bribed him to hide the fact that Curtis took drugs called barbiturates the night he died. Dun dun dun. The girls confront JJ about the barbiturates and the coroner, but he does a great job of stonewalling them. JJ immediately turns around and starts pressuring Melanie, because she took out a $3 million life insurance policy on Curtis the day he died. It's kind of amazing no one from the insurance company questioned the timing on this. Melanie says Spike's accident convinced her to take out the policy. She also says the night Curtis died, he had an angry phone call from JJ and a call from an unknown person. Since we only know 3 people in this case, it's not too hard to figure out who the mystery third person is. JJ claims he falsified the autopsy report to protect Curtis's reputation. He didn't want the public to know Curtis died while on drugs. JJ has proof of his innocence. An old phone bill shows he was 200 miles away at the time of Curtis's death. I think it's 100% possible someone else used JJ's phone to give him an alibi, but Nancy never explores this angle. Melanie breaks up with JJ and he leaves the book forever. All this happens off screen. Nancy gets told about it a few chapters later. That seems like a lost opportunity. A big, angry breakup where they both accuse each other of being the murderer would have been a dramatic scene. Tyrone is electrocuted during a rehearsal, and Nancy discovers someone tampered with Curtis's drink the night he died. She finds this out because Curtis's living room has been left untouched for the past 5 years. They preserved it for historical reasons. I'm pretty sure it was preserved for plot reasons. The culprit tries smashing Curtis's headstone, and they send Nancy a threatening message. The break in the case comes when George makes a joke about the song Melanie. Nancy realizes Curtis didn't write that song, someone else did. That means our culprit writes songs. Since Melanie probably didn't write a romantic song about herself, that means Spike is the culprit. Melanie confirms Spike used to date her, and the hospital confirms Spike snuck out on the night Curtis died. Why didn't they tell anybody about this earlier? The hospital gave Spike liquid barbiturates as a sedative, which is how he got his hands on the drugs. Nancy and her friends use one of the Curtis impersonators to force a confession out of Spike. He pretends to be Curtis, who never died. He proves it by singing the secret Melanie song. Spike tries to kill him again, and they get the entire confession on tape. As a thank you to Nancy, Tyrone and Melanie write a song for her. The end. Post-book follow-up. This reminds me of book 34, where Nancy finds a rock star who disappeared 3 years ago. In both books, it's a cold case mystery, so there's not a whole lot of danger and excitement going on today. The culprit never tries to kill Nancy at any point, which is a rarity for this series. Despite the relative lack of action scenes, this book held my interest. I liked seeing the characters interact with each other. Nancy was constantly moving and doing different things, even during the 3-chapter segment which all takes place at the manor. One of the Curtis impersonators is named Norman Rhodes, who is the dentist boyfriend in the Hannah Swenson book series. That coincidence made me laugh. If you want to find out more about Hannah Swenson, check out my reviews for her books. Overall, I like this book. I'm not a big Elvis fan, but I enjoyed this plausible mystery about Elvis's death. Nancy should solve cold cases more often, because this one was a success, in my opinion. I give Nancy Drew Files number 65 Final Notes an 8 out of 10.